Okay.
There's a Guitar Hero scene later in the movie, which is really lame. I mean, they could have cut that out and saved us 10 minutes. But it's, it is pretty cute.
Cool.
So if you get the
I'm
chance.
a Vince Vaughn fan, so that it does my heart good to hear that.
And he's not stupid in this movie.
Oh,
like Wedding Crashers or something like that.
But that's when we like him.
Yeah, I know. He was like the voice of reason in this. I mean, he was still Vince Vaughn.
Right.
But he was more the voice of reason. The Jon Favreau
than the
guy.
stupid party guy.
He was the stupid party guy.
Okay.
So. By the way, there were some that went to the movies. Now, Geek Boy went to see Whip It, and he actually thought it was good. Ellen Page, a convincing tough girl. Nice to see Kristen Wiig play a normal person compared to her Saturday Night Live characters.
I agree with that.
So, he thought Land of the Lost was funny as well.
He thought it was way funnier than I did.
Better than I thought it would be. Matt Lauer can suck it.
That's a huge part of the movie. That is a direct quote from the movie.
Okay, so it's not like Matt Lauer gave it a bad review that Geek Boy saw.
Nope.
Okay.
That's a part of the movie.
Part of the movie, okay.
Yes.
So Matt Lauer can suck it.
Is part of the movie.
I wonder if Stephanie Summers could double check on that for us.
Oh, I don't know. She should.
Well, she's a big Brian Williams.
Yeah.
She was more Brian Williams.
This was
than
more
Matt Lauer.
Today's Show.
Okay.
Focused.
Okay.
So,
But Matt Lauer can suck it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's a reviewer we received with no name.
Because they're sissies and don't want to own up to their review.
And again, if you want to review, that's fine. You don't have to use your real name. I mean, Geek Boy. We got one from Pooper
That is
coming up
his
in a
real
second.
name, though.
Well, that's true. But this person, and I don't know if it was a guy or a gal. I would imagine a guy because he's not too keen on the male frontal nudity, it says here. But he rented Observe and Report.
With Seth Rogen.
Which he says is an intolerably crude and visually graphic version of Mall Cop.
Starring Seth Rogen. That's
Yes.
all I needed to hear to know that.
Starring Seth Rogen as the head of security at a mall, and his life's challenge is to capture an overweight flasher attacking the mall. Ray Liotta plays a police detective who investigates the crime. Of course, a rivalry ensues between the detective and the mall cop.
Mm-hmm.
And the antics begin, the review says. Then it goes on to say, I'm sorry to say this, but I was entertained and enjoyed the movie. Although male frontal nudity was prevalent, if you can get past that, which isn't easy. So that's why I'm assuming it's a guy
dude.
writing this, because
It's a dude.
because guys really don't.
Go for the male frontal
Right.
nudity. Okay.
He says, rated R plus maybe an extra R.
RR. Double R.
Double R. But he liked it. So if you're into that kind of thing.
Hey, Mikey.
And then there's this one from Big Pooper, who we haven't heard from
In years.
in a long, long time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read this almost verbatim because normally we condense and stuff. Dear Bob and Julie at the movies. So I finally decided to get off the pot and go see a movie, Zombieland. This was a post-apocalyptic zombie holocaust, which only a few people are left alive and are fighting to stay that way. The characters are very colorful and clash wonderfully with each other.
Okay.
I had been highly anticipating this movie after seeing the trailer a month ago. It looked like it had all the makings to be a true pooper movie. And let me tell you, this movie delivered.
Oh, yes.
It delivered gore, humor, sex appeal, if you can call a zombie stripper at the beginning sex appeal, romance, gore, and more.
Nice.
I don't want to give it away, but Zombieland has a cameo of one of my favorite movie comedians of all time,
Ooh.
who inadvertently plays himself.
Okay.
When he appears in the movie, I almost took a my username right in the pants.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell you who it was.
Thank you.
But if you want to know, you will just have to go see the movie.
Zombieland.
Let's see here. But this movie wasn't all comedy. It has quite a bit of gore, which is a big pooper plus.
Yes.
Now comes the best part of the review. This, and I'm quoting now, this was the movie I've been waiting for my whole life. God can take me now.
It was that good?
Thanks, Bob and Julie, the big pooper.
That's a huge review.
God can take him now. He's seen the movie above all movies.
I don't think his wife would like that very much.
No. Because they just had a baby.
Or the little poop.
The little poop,
yeah.
No. But there you have it.
And I know somebody who went to see Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh, okay.
Mrs. Heffelfinger from Reading.
Oh,
took her grandchild, and she said it's quirky funny.
Okay.
Because everybody's saying it's the funniest movie of the year. She said it's quirky humor, so if you don't like quirky humor, you might not completely enjoy it.
Right. Again, based on the book.
But it was good, yes.
Couples Retreat, your number one movie in the land this week with 34 million. Zombieland second, Meatballs third, Paranormal Activity fourth, and then Toy Story 1 and 2 coming in fifth. Now, the big movie this weekend, Where the Wild Things Are. Maurice Sendak's.
I think, again, will be quirky.
It's going to be quirky. Some of the reviews I've read, which have all been giving them big thumbs up, A+,
yes.
and all of that, but they say that it's not all fun and games.
Yeah.
You know, there is some sadness in this movie. There is some anticipation, some danger type stuff. So don't take the little kids thinking, oh, this is going to be like a Muppet movie.
Right.
Because it's not. A rambunctious boy named Max escapes to an island where he meets mysterious and strange creatures who crown him their king.
Okay.
And it's a story about growing up, basically, you know. And the kid who plays Max, his real name is Max Records.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who would name their kid Max Records, but
made up to me.
I know it does. But that's going to be the big one this weekend, and it is rated PG-13, I do believe. Let me double check. Yes, or just PG, rather. Mild thematic elements, some adventure, action, and brief language. So again,
probably scary language. I would guess.
Probably a little bit, but don't be surprised if there's some tears, if there's some like danger type stuff. It's not going to be your Muppet movie, so keep that in mind, parents. Also opening and not going to be your Muppet movie this week, Law Abiding Citizen, starring Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx. A criminal mastermind out for revenge sends an entire city into chaos from the confines of his prison cell.
This looks really good.
It does. It really does. You know, stuff blowing up. And
he has all the control, yet he's still in prison and they can't figure it out.
Right. And, you know, and they're talking to him and everything, and they can't get him to squeal or crack or anything. So, very freaky.
Because he's Gerard Butler.
He is.
He's the new Jude Law. Get used to it.
Well, but I also think that Jason Bateman
is the new Jude
Law because he's in everything, too.
Yeah.
The Stepfather opens today. Now, this looks freaky.
I want to see this.
This stars Dylan Walsh, who plays one of the doctors on FX's Nip Tuck, which I love that show. I love the Nip Tuck. It's amazing.
Racy, but it's good.
It's amazing what they get away with on cable TV that's not HBO or Showtime.
It is.
You know, and some of the things that they say.
Yes.
But it's a very good dramatic serial, if you will. But Dylan Walsh plays the stepdad now.
No, wait, say it like this. The stepdad.
The stepdad.
Because that's what he turns out to be.
When troubled teen Michael returns home after a year at military school, he finds his mother Susan in love, and his soon-to-be stepfather David has moved into their home.
Psycho.
David says he wants them to be the perfect family.
We're all going to be happy.
But as they get to know each other,
I'm going to turn psycho.
Michael quickly becomes convinced that David himself is far from perfect.
He's a killer.
And he starts investigating his soon-to-be stepdad.
Ghostface killer.
And then, you know, evil ensues.
Yes, it does. And it looks scary.
It does. So it looks pretty good. Now, also opening on the entire opposite end of the spectrum, in limited release, which means...
Not here.
But my God, do I want to go see this.
Okay.
It's called Black Dynamite. And it's it's like the blaxploitation films. And I'm going to read you exactly what it says. A gun-toting, nunchuck-wielding ladies' man and soul brother is the one hero willing to fight back against the man. No jive. When the man murders his brother, pumps heroin into local orphanages,